Good morning, Cody.
Good morning, Dr. Muir. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
That's the way. I'm just wondering if you can give me an overview of where we're at with Mrs. Smith, please.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Well, it says Helen is an 85-year-old woman who has recently been admitted to this ward for observation.
Okay.
The results from the test she had undergone have just come back, and she has been diagnosed with a terminal illness which yet has no current treatment.
Okay. Has anyone spoken to Mrs. Smith's family regarding this situation?
No, not as yet.
All right then. Well, if you have a few spare minutes, could you please contact their family regarding this?
Yeah, no worries. Of course, Doctor.
Thank you.
See you later.
Good morning, Cody.
Good morning, Dr. Muir. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
I'm just wondering, can I put you aside for a second just to talk regarding Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, thank you. I'm just wondering if you can just give me an overview of where we're at with her, please.
Yeah, no worries. Well, it says here Helen is an 85-year-old woman who has recently been admitted to this ward for observation.
Okay then.
The results from the test show she had undergone have just come back, and she's been diagnosed with a terminal illness which yet has no current treatment.
Okay, so has anyone spoken to Mrs. Smith?
No,
family?
not as yet.
None yet? Okay, well when you have a few spare minutes, can you please contact the closest family member and let them know of this information?
Yeah, no worries, Doctor.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, this is Kobe from St John of God. Is this Tennille?
Yes, this is her. How are you going?
I'm fine, thank you. I was just wondering if you happen to have a few minutes to talk about Helen.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, the medical staff here at St John of God have completed numerous tests on Helen regarding her illness, and we've just received the results today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how is she going? What do the tests actually show?
Well, Helen is coping. She does seem to be in some pain and looks rather distressed. We've given her medication to ease her pain, yet this is all we can do at the present time. The results from the observation and blood tests that we're taking, I'm not sure how to say this, have shown that Helen is suffering from a disease that is very terminal.
Oh my goodness. Does she know? Can I come in and see her?
Yes, of course you can. We have not informed her of her current health status. It is very important for us to tell what is happening. When you arrive, I'll explain in more detail.
Okay, thank you. I'll be in soon.
Okay, thank you, Tennille. Bye. Hi, this is Kobe from St John of God. Is this Tennille?
Yes, it is. How are you going?
I'm fine, thank you. I was just wondering if you could come into the hospital to St John of God to have a chat to Dr. Muir and myself about your mother, Helen.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Could you give me some more detail on what's going on with her?
I can't give you much detail over the phone, but if you come in person as soon as possible, that would be great.
Okay, no worries. I'll be in soon. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye. This is Dr. Muir's office. Take a seat, it won't be too long for you.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Hi Tennille.
Hi.
My name's Dr. Muir.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to be your mother's doctor for her duration of her stay. And this is Kobe.
Hi, how are you? So I'll be your mother's nurse for her stay here also.
Okay, as Kobe would have informed you over the phone, your mother Helen, she does have a terminal illness, and we're not too sure how much longer she may have. It is our duty of care to notify Helen of the current health condition, but we just wanted to make sure you knew about this so you could also comfort her when I tell her the news.
Look, I
You can't tell her. This is too much for her. It just would destroy her. I don't want to upset her any more than necessary. Please, please don't.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from, but does your mother realise that she does have something wrong with her or an illness?
She's been feeling a little disorientated lately, but nothing out of the usual.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the medical staff here at St John of God have a legal obligation to inform a patient of their own diagnosis. We will take into account the concern that you have for your mother. I do completely understand where you're coming from and her emotions, and understand that it is a sensitive subject, which is why we'll approach it carefully and be as sensitive as we can.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't want you telling her. It's my decision on what my mother should and shouldn't know, and she doesn't need to know about this.
With all due respect, Janelle, it's not really your decision, it's your mother's, and your mother should know what is happening with her. We have to inform her, and I'm sorry, that is just our number one priority, and our duty of care lies with the patient. So I'm sorry, but we really need to tell her about this.
If anybody's going to tell my mother, it will be me.
I understand. I'll let Dr. Muir know.
Needless to say, I'm upset, but I'm bestowing away. Slowly learning.
You can go. Alright, so come in here. Dr. Muir won't be too long for you.
Thank
Take
you.
a seat.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi.
My name's Dr. Muir,
Nice to meet you.
and I'll be your mother's doctor for the duration of her stay here. And this is Kobe.
Hi, how are you? Good day.
Okay, so the reason why we called you in was just to talk about your mother, Helen. We actually have some bad news, and we're not too sure how to tell you this, but she's been diagnosed with a terminal disease.
Oh no.
We're not too sure if there's anything we can do about it. We haven't found any cures or treatment yet, but we just wanted to make sure that you knew about this, and this is the only way that we knew we could come in and talk to you. So we want you there to comfort her when we actually tell her about
So you
this.
haven't told her yet?
No, we haven't told her. So
Well, I don't want you telling her. I don't think she needs to know. It'll just cause too much stress to her already.
Yeah. So as a nurse, it's our legal obligation to let the patient know. I know it is a sensitive subject, and we know that it might be a long process, but it's also privacy rights also, and we have to obviously abide by those rules. And all we can do is sort of just support your mother until.
She's my mother, and I decide what she should and shouldn't know.
with all due respect, it's actually Helen's right whether she should or shouldn't know about this information, and we have to inform her, and as she is our number one priority, so myself and Kobe, we will approach her with this situation. We will tell her carefully, but we would like you to be there to support, and she is our number one priority.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else you can do, sorry.
Say up to me, it's not better to take the same sorry.
Hi, Mum. How are you feeling?
Hello, love. Not too well.
Not too well. Well, I've just spoken to the doctors, and they said that you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be fine.
That's good. Do they know when I'm getting out?
Not too sure at the moment. Just keep you in here, keep an eye on you, and yeah, make sure you're feeling a lot better. But it shouldn't be too long.
Okay.
Hello, Helen.
Hello, doctor.
How are you?
I'm not too well.
That's no good to hear. Well, we've just got your results back from the observations and tests we've done,
Yep.
and I don't know how to say this, but the results haven't come back positive. You've actually got a terminal disease, and at the moment there is no cure for it, and we're not too sure how we can handle the situation. So myself and Nurse Kobe, she will be here, and we'll just be here to look after you and try and keep you comfortable.
Yeah. And Helen, I'll come back in half an hour and we can have a chat to you just to clarify things and if you need someone to talk to. Yep. Okay then.
I'm sorry about this news. There's just no easy way for us to tell you about this, so we will just do whatever we can
Yep.
to make you feel comfortable and at home.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Helen.
Thanks, Helen.
My name is David and I play the doctor.
My name is Tennille and I play the patient's daughter.
My name's Kobe and I'm the nurse.
My name is Erin and I was a patient.
Okay, and we were talking about our ethical dilemmas, so we chose the second scenario, and Kobe will talk about the
Yeah.
scenario.
So the scenario is an 85-year-old lady which has a terminal illness. There's no current treatment for her. The family or the daughter of the mother doesn't want to tell her because it will only upset her. So.
And so with our film, we decided to cut into negative and positive, so ways that we can approach it. And so with the negative dilemmas,
So, say with our first scene, we had the nurse and the doctor talking in a public area about the patient's medical information, which is wrong. So, and in our positive is the way in which it should be done, being taken into a private room.
and then with the second scene, we had the nurse contacting the daughter of Helen, which was played by Erin. So with that scene, we wanted to talk about the negatives and positives of how we should actually communicate with the daughter over the phone. And so, if you want to explain that one.
Yep, so we also highlighted negative and positive outcomes. The negative highlighting the ethical dilemma that can happen within the hospital setting. Also contrasting to the opposite of being the positive dilemma, so looking at ways that people within the hospital setting, medical staff, patient, nurse, can look at ways of avoiding that scenario and dilemma because it can happen quite easily. And yeah.
And then with the third scene, we were talking about how the doctor, the nurse, and the patient's daughter all came together as one to talk about the situation that the mother was in about her terminal illness. And Erin will describe that one.
And yeah, in negative we highlighted like
It's just more the
Yeah.
ways of how we shouldn't actually approach the matter and how what we said can come across in a real negative way and can actually be very offensive. And so
And how the patient's daughter just assumed that it was her right and what her mother should and shouldn't know about her mother's own medical condition.
when in fact it's actually the patient's duty of care. Well, it's actually the nurses and doctors' duty of care to look after the patient and tell them all the information. And then we did a positive scene of us again talking to the daughter just about the situation and how we told her that we will actually look after her and we will consult her about all this information because it's going to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So that was a positive scene and just the right way we could communicate.
And also it highlights the fact that the nurse has to go back to re-inform if the patient doesn't fully absorb the information too, because that can happen quite easily and it can be quite full on at the time when the doctor does talk to the patient. So it's really good the nurse does come back and ask the patient if they have any questions or queries about it and can provide other services such as counselling and brochures and information and that type of thing.
Okay, so in scene 4, we had the daughter, myself, played by myself, going in and telling Helen, the patient, that there was nothing wrong with her. The reason we did that is because didn't want to upset her any more than necessary and affect the time that she had left. So in contrast to that, we had David and Kobe come in later on and actually tell her the truth as to what was going on with her, just because it is their duty of care. So,
It also shows that in scene 4, obviously the positive, this is the positive side of it, and the way that it was done in a private room, in a private setting, just with the patient and letting them know about their illness, and to highlight that we have to look after them, obviously to our full ability, and it is our duty of care, and that's what we're made to do as part of the